Oasis Aquila Housing exists to provide housing and support for people in a range of circumstances. Primarily we provide housing for young people who are homeless, and that can be because they've experienced conflict in the family home, or they may have arrived in the UK as a refugee, or they may have been through the care system and got to 16 and their last placement has come to an end or fallen through and they've ended up with nowhere to live.
So I was living at home with my mum and dad and 5 little brothers, and there was loads of arguing in the house, and I decided that it would be best if I moved somewhere else out of the family home. And I got in contact with Naomi Project and I had an interview and ended up moving into here.
The Naomi Project is a home for 8 young women aged 16 to 30, and they can live there for up to 2 years, and during that time they're given a named support worker who's there around the clock working with them and encouraging them as they kind of journey towards independence.
No day's ever the same. We'll take a referral and interview and perhaps move a woman in, and we never quite know how she's going to be feeling. She can be feeling vulnerable, frightened, afraid.
At the time when I was moving house, I felt really scared about moving in here and really sad that I had to leave my family, even though I probably knew it would be best for us moving in here.
We try to make it as close to being a home environment as possible. We believe that everybody has a need to belong and a need to be part of a community or a family or a place where they are supported, and so the Naomi Project aims to be that place of belonging.
As my time moved on in the house, I just was really happy because we were all dead nice and stuff, and I just felt normal around them, like I could be myself.
We're trying to create a really holistic environment here. It's trying to create a homely environment for young women who have had their foundations shaken, or they've had really patchy foundations in the first place, and we're here to help them try to stabilise those foundations and believe in themselves and really hope and find a direction for their own lives.
My hope for the future is that I'll graduate from uni and get a job as a social worker. Being at the Naomi Project, it's helped us get towards that goal, because all the times I've felt like quitting or I've just needed help with my studies and stuff, they've always just gave us that little extra push that I've needed to carry on, to make sure I didn't give up when things got a little bit tough.
When I saw the change and the difference in Emma due to just being there and just supporting her, I realised that I could make a difference in her life, and it was a privilege to be able to work with her, to be that one person, and to see Emma move on from here positively and move into her own flat, and to have such an exciting life ahead of her, and knowing that she's going to go to university and become a social worker, that's just amazing.
My name is Aisha. I'm from Sierra Leone. I used to live in Sierra Leone with my parents. So something happened, then my uncle came up me here.
Aisha was referred to this project by the local authority in September 2010. She came to us as quite vulnerable. She'd been trafficked into the country and a number of traumatic things had happened to her in Sierra Leone, where she's originally from.
I faced a big problem in Africa already, like I have a depression because of what happened to me. Then I came here as well, I don't have anybody, I don't have no one to look up to. So I went to the Home Office, and then and then the Home Office grants me asylum.
We're a supported housing project for young women, so we have young women aged between 16 and 21, and they do a two-stage programme from coming in here to take them on a journey through to independent living.
When Aisha came to us, she didn't sleep very well, she didn't really feel very secure emotionally and in herself, but during her time here we were able to provide her somewhere emotionally and physically secure where she felt safe and stable. She started to sleep better.
Yeah, then I started sleeping. That helped me a lot because I was not sleeping. I was having terrible headache because I'm thinking a lot. So I start sleeping, I start eating well, I start be happy like I belong.
She also gained employment during her time here as well, and she's still in that job now, which is brilliant.
They're doing a great job. I was so happy when I live in Oasis. I was so happy. They're so nice. Yeah, they would, even sometimes we are not like, we want to be like rude or whatever to them, but they will calm down and just trying to support because they know our situation and condition. As for me as well, that's where I was before. So my mentality started changing. I said, these people want to help me. Why am I doing that? My frustration, taking from back home, bring it to these people. Why? Then I start to calm down and know that I realize that they want to help me. It's not harm. No one want to help me. My country people don't want to help me, but they want to help me. They want to be there for me.
The main inspiration for me is when I go around our projects, I see people walking in who often have not had people who will be stable for them and who will give them the foundations of security and belief in themselves and a place that is safe where they can grow as individuals and reach their potential and thrive. And I see our staff who are being those people, standing in the gap in that sense and being stable people who see the value in them regardless of how messy their lives are. That drives me, that spurs me on to keep doing what we're doing because that need is never going to go away. People need to be believed in and people need a place where they are safe, where they can just be and belong and live their lives from. And so if we can provide that, or if we can be those people for the people that we're serving, then that is a deep privilege.
I have a son now, I'm still going to college. I hope one day my future will be bright, that I will inspire young people like me. I hope one day that will happen. One day I'll be bold and stand somewhere and speak out my story, but not now. Yeah.